What if I told you that some of the most stubborn parts of your personality, the things you think are just who you are, aren't really you at all? What if they are actually clever survival strategies your brain created long ago and forgot to turn off? Today, we're not talking about flaws. We're talking about battle scars. Let's explore the 6 traits that trauma survivors often mistake for their personality. Number 1, extreme independence. You're the person who says, "I got it," even when you're drowning. People might call you strong, a lone wolf, or fiercely independent. You solve your own problems, you rarely ask for help, and you might even feel uncomfortable when someone offers it. You've built your life on the foundation of self-reliance. This isn't just a preference, it's a rule you live by. But let's look at where this comes from. This isn't a personality trait you chose. It's a survival skill you learned. For many survivors, there was a time when relying on others was not an option. Or worse, it was dangerous. Perhaps the people who were supposed to be there for you weren't reliable, or they were the source of the pain. Your young mind learned a critical lesson. The only person you can truly count on is yourself. So, you became your own hero. You learned to fix the broken toy, to soothe your own fears, to navigate complex situations all alone. It worked. It kept you safe. The problem is that survival mode is still running, even when the danger is gone. Now, as an adult, accepting help can feel like weakness or a threat. Your nervous system might scream danger at the thought of depending on someone else. It's not that you don't want connection. It's that your body remembers a time when depending on someone led to being let down or hurt. This extreme independence wasn't born from a desire to be alone, but from a history where being alone was the safest option. It's a shield that has become so heavy, you've forgotten you're even carrying it. Number 2, being a people pleaser. Are you constantly worried about what others think? Do you find yourself saying yes when you desperately want to say no? Do you change your opinions, your hobby, or even your needs to match the person you're with? Many call this being nice, agreeable, or a pushover. You might think you just have a personality that avoids conflict, but this often runs much deeper. This isn't just about being polite. This is a trauma response known as fawning. When a person, especially a child, is in an environment with a threatening or unpredictable figure, fighting or running away isn't always possible. So a third strategy develops. Make the threat happy, appease them. Become whatever they need you to be in that moment to stay safe. Your needs don't matter. Their mood is your survival. You became an expert at reading rooms, sensing shifts in tone, and anticipating people's needs before they even knew they had them. You learned that if you could make yourself useful, agreeable, and invisible, you could avoid harm. This is a brilliant and adaptive strategy for a child in a scary situation. But as an adult, this pattern continues. You might find yourself in relationships where you give everything and get little back. You might feel a deep sense of anxiety if you think someone is upset with you. Setting a boundary can feel like you're starting a war. This isn't because you are inherently weak. It's because your brain learned that your safety once depended on making others happy, and it's still running that same program today. Your kindness is real, but the inability to say no is a memory of a time when no was not a safe word. Number 3, chronic procrastination and lack of motivation. You have a list of things to do. You know you need to do them, but you just can't. You scroll on your phone. You clean the one thing that doesn't need cleaning. You do anything but the task at hand. The world calls this laziness. You might even call yourself lazy, undisciplined, or a failure. You beat yourself up for not being able to just get it done. But what if it isn't laziness at all? What if it's a nervous system that's completely overwhelmed? For many trauma survivors, the world doesn't feel safe. Your body might be stuck in a state of high alert, constantly scanning for danger. This is exhausting. It drains your energy, your focus, and your ability to plan for the future. You're not lazy. Your energy is being used up just to feel safe enough to get through the day. This can also be connected to a trauma response called freezing. Think of an animal in the wild that freezes when it sees a predator. It's an involuntary shutdown. For survivors, a big project or an important task can feel like a predator. The fear of failure, the fear of being seen, or the fear of success can be so overwhelming that the body's response is to simply shut down. Procrastination becomes a way to avoid that overwhelming feeling. It's not a character flaw. It's your body's emergency brake being pulled because something inside feels terrified. The inability to start isn't a sign of laziness. It's often a sign of fear. Number 4, a harsh inner critic. Do you have a voice in your head that constantly criticizes you? It tells you you're not good enough, you're an idiot for making a small mistake, or that nothing you do will ever be right. You might mistake this for just being hard on yourself or having high standards. You might even believe this voice is what motivates you to do better. This inner critic is very rarely a sign of a healthy personality. More often than not, it is the internalized voice of a past critic, a parent, a teacher, or a bully who made you feel small and worthless. To survive, your young brain did something remarkable. It took that external voice and made it internal. Why? Because if you could criticize yourself first, if you could find every flaw before they did, maybe their criticism would hurt less. It was a preemptive strike to protect yourself. That voice became your constant companion, a ghost from your past, living inside your head. You think it's pushing you to be perfect, but it's actually trying to keep you safe by keeping you small. It tells you not to try new things because you'll fail. It tells you not to speak up because you'll be judged. It keeps you from taking risks and from truly believing in your own worth. This isn't motivation, it's a prison. You are not your thoughts, and that critical voice is not your own. It is an echo, and you don't have to listen to echoes. Number 5, difficulty relaxing and being still. Do you always need to be busy? When you finally have a moment to sit down and do nothing, do you feel anxious, restless, or even guilty? People might call you a workaholic, high energy, or driven. You might tell yourself you just like being productive. But for many survivors, being still feels dangerous. When your body has been trained to be on high alert for threats, relaxation is a foreign concept. When things are quiet, the mind has space to wander, and it often wanders back to difficult memories and feelings. So you stay busy, you work long hours, you fill your schedule, you numb yourself with endless tasks. The constant motion isn't about productivity, it's about distraction. It's a way to outrun the silence. This is a state known as hypervigilance. Your nervous system is stuck in the on position. It's constantly scanning the environment for danger, even when there is no danger to be found. This is why you might jump at loud noises, feel on edge in crowds, or find it impossible to just sit and watch a movie. Your body doesn't know how to power down. It learned that to let your guard down was to invite danger, so it simply refuses to. This isn't a personality trait. This is an engine that has been redlining for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be in neutral. Number 6, emotional numbness. Do you ever feel disconnected from your own emotions? When something really good happens or something really bad happens, you feel nothing, or you feel a muted, distant version of what you think you should be feeling. People might see you as calm under pressure, logical, or even aloof. You might think you're just not a very emotional person. This isn't an absence of feeling. It's a defense mechanism called dissociation. When emotions become too overwhelming for the nervous system to handle, one way to survive is to simply check out. The mind creates a distance between you and the feeling. It's like turning the volume down on your own experience so you can get through it. During a traumatic event, this is an incredibly powerful tool that allows you to endure the unendurable. The problem is, the switch can get stuck in the off position. As an adult, you might find it hard to connect with joy, love, or even sadness. You might feel like you're watching your life from outside your own body. This numbness isn't a personality trait. It's a form of armor. It protected you when you needed it, but now it may also be blocking you from feeling the good things in life. It's the emotional equivalent of holding your breath underwater to survive. You had to do it, but you can't stay there forever. Eventually, you have to come up for air. Recognizing these traits in yourself is not a cause for shame. It is a cause for understanding. These are not signs that you are broken. They are signs that you fought to survive. They are the strategies of a brilliant mind that did whatever it had to do to protect you. The first step to changing anything is awareness. Understanding that your extreme independence, your people-pleasing, your procrastination, your inner critic, your restlessness, and your numbness are not who you are, but what you did to survive is incredibly powerful. It allows you to look at yourself not with judgment, but with compassion. These are not your personality. They are your superpowers that have overstayed their welcome. If this video resonated with you, if you saw yourself in any of these descriptions, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content that helps us understand ourselves better. And now, I want to ask you something for the comments. You don't need to share your story, but which one of these traits resonated with you the most? Just putting a number in the comments below can help show others that they are not alone in this experience. Thank you for watching.